Analysts say there are two major challenges for South African retailers that typically rely on the smooth sailing operations of big shipping ports like this one. The first is the simple availability of big container vessels like the one that you can see being loaded up behind me. That's because many big shipping companies over the course of this year have idled much of their fleet due to a drop-off in demand during the COVID-19 pandemic. But now, as there's an uneven consumer rebound across the world, with some countries starting to open up again, shipping companies are struggling to find cost-effective ways to reactivate their fleet, and that's leading to longer delivery times and in many cases a higher cost of shipping delivery. That's pushing some retailers to instead have to look to the more expensive air freight option for a more reliable service. Another problem for South African retailers that typically rely on China as their main manufacturing and sourcing hub is that the Beijing government is warning factories across China to expect more power cuts in the coming months as the country tries to wean itself off the use of coal as its primary source of fuel. There have been many power cuts in recent months across different provinces in China, and that's expected to get worse over the course of the winter as freezing temperatures increase the demand for household power. Another major problem for South African retailers to contend with is the increased labour cost in this part of the world. The International Labour Organization says that it expects the rate of wage growth in Asia to far outstrip that in Western developed countries in the course of the next year, undermining Asia's reputation as being a cheap manufacturing and sourcing solution for the likes of South African retailers. So analysts say that the combination of all these things are pushing retailers to look for options closer to home rather than so far afield. But the big challenge for them is to find alternative and viable solutions as quickly as possible to make sure they can cash in on the all-important Christmas holiday season, which for many retailers will be more important than ever after a year or more of COVID-19 disruptions. Richard Kimber for SABC News in Hong Kong.